All right, let's go on to the next question. I don't want to be political, but what do you think of the presidential candidates? Who can take us into the new earth? Okay, this is like a super slippery road, and I am so not a political person. Any of the people that really know me know that I stay kind of far away from these topics. But I will say this, that it appears that there are two main candidates, Biden and Trump, and there's more candidates. I'll just say that there are more candidates, and I'll talk about what that one of the candidates that I see that may or may not be in your consciousness quite yet. But before I say that, I'm going to say this. It doesn't matter who gets elected. And I know that's going to trigger a lot of people. We are going to get to where we're going, no matter who is in that office. That office is an important office in many respects in this third dimensional realm, for sure. However, there is an energy and there is a movement that is happening that is so far beyond politics. And it is going to play itself out no matter who is in that office. I would offer that there is another candidate, and I'm not offering it because I need you to agree with me or not agree with me. I'm happy to hear your comments. But one of the other candidates that is really gaining momentum is RFK. And I really didn't know that much. I didn't know anything actually about RFK Jr. until probably 6 months ago, when a dear friend of mine, the founder of UGG Boots, said to me, you should really take a look at this. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not political. I just don't like to spend my time there. I just feel like my vibration is meant to be in the community right here, right now. And that some of the political aspects can be really draining. And so I heeded the call and I started listening to some things. And, I was like, wow, I have been so educated on history, on politics, on censorship, on all these different things that I didn't know. And he's an attorney. He's an environmentalist. He's from a famous family, the Kennedys. He knows a lot of famous people. I'm not saying that any of these things have to matter. I'm just saying that it does expand your awareness about how systems work and what's happening on planet Earth. He brings a lot of interesting things to the table. And what I find maybe the most interesting is that the media, the mainstream media, is doing their very best to not have him be seen in the mainstream media. And now that they are kind of starting to do this, show him a little bit, it's also very interesting that they're using some scare tactics about, well, with RFK on the scene, then Trump is going to win because he's pulling votes from Democrats, scaring people to not vote for him so that they can get their party in. And I'm just saying, people, we are so far beyond political parties right now. That is the main calling here. And that's the only reason why I'm addressing this question, is because this time and space reality has very little to do with politics. And again, I understand I might be triggering some of you, but it's about unity. It is about seeing and viewing things differently. And the old two-party system is broken. It's broken, obviously, to me. And I am no scholar in the political history, but it's broken clearly to me because we have a narcissist as a candidate and a gentleman who has dementia. I love my parents dearly, and they're, in the 80s, early 80s. And there is no way that I would want them to run as president. I wouldn't want to run as president because of just, the mental capacity that it takes, the energy that it takes to hold that space. So we're looking at a narcissist or someone with dementia as our two candidates. And is there anybody that can argue that there's something not broken about our system if that's who we have as the shining candidate, it's just odd, isn't it? So just sit with that. Just before you want to, just sit with that. And I'll also say that if you do listen to the RFK interviews, Joe Rogan's interviewed him, so he's very mainstream. Maybe he resonates for some of you. Aubrey Marcus has interviewed him. I mean, so many people have interviewed him now. Yeah, so whether you're on the left or you're on the right, you're going to find someone who's interviewed him, but it's not on mainstream media. So you gotta look for it. And if you're interested, write it in the comments. I'm very happy to put some links in here, but I'm also just not, I just want you to explore for you, because you will get an education, whether you choose to vote for RFK or whoever. But if you vote for him or not, you're going to get an education, getting yourself up to speed on him. But again, whether it's Biden, RFK, or Trump, we are headed in the same direction. It might happen a little bit faster, a little bit more, I don't know, the word violent comes to mind with Trump. I don't know. It might be a slow burn with Biden. I don't know. It might be a lot of hand-holding and kumbaya with RFK, and it might be just fighting so much that nothing can be done. But the underbelly is coming up, and that's the point. The underbelly is going to come up no matter who is in that office. I'm just saying, educate yourself. Be open. You're going to learn a lot if you do look at RFK. You're going to learn a lot. And if you're listening to my channel, I know that you are on the awakening journey. And I would be really surprised if you didn't feel enlightened from a political perspective a little bit, like just to see some of the energies at play. If you can get beyond the politics, if you can get beyond the ideations of Republican and Democrat, like you really have to just open your mind and not be so staunch on a two-party system. Okay, spent way amount of time on that. I'm happy to hear your comments on it. And yeah, let's just be nice, be kind, just like, let's stay in this together. It is about unity. We are wanting unity consciousness here on planet Earth. And so the way we get there is through an open heart. And that's the most important thing to remember. I am always so appreciative of all the questions that you ask. Please go to bethbell.me. There's so much happening over there. Lots of new stuff's being launched. You can ask more questions. There is the Awaken Inner Wisdom community membership coming. It may already be there if you're watching this on replay. Please come to bethbell.me. The Awakening Healing Handbook, Psychedelics Resource Guide, Herpes Handbook, so many resources, the Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics book if you haven't read it. I would love to share more stories with you, more insights, more wisdom, and I can't wait to see you next week. Please join me 11/11 Sunday mornings. All right, until then, wishing you much bliss and love.